Wow, fantastic, welcome. So these are joining the band today, the Flying Oms, and you will hear more of them throughout this morning. Okay, we got a lot to get through today, so let's move right on into it. My name's Scott. I'll be your host for the next several minutes or so. Thank you. My ego appreciates that. Okay, the first thing we do for every service is we like to honor the land in which we are located. Are we a little loud on the, are we a little hot? You are hot. I'm hot, baby. Okay, the Eureka Center for Spiritual Living acknowledges that the land on which we gather is the ancestral territory of the Wiyot peoples. This territory extends to the communities through most of Humboldt County, and we honor the Wiyot peoples today. Okay, and we are going to start with our song, one of my very, very favorite songs, and with the band and the Flying Oms and Donna. I guarantee you will not be able to feel bad when this is done.
He makes promises that he really does try to keep. Please stand with me. Gotta put one foot in front of the other and lead with love. Put one foot in front of the other and lead with love. You gotta put one foot in front of the other and lead with love. Put one foot in front of the other and lead with love. Don't give up hope. You're not alone. Don't you give up. Keep moving on. So you gotta put one foot in front of the other and lead with love. Put one foot in front of the other and lead with love. You gotta put one foot in front of the other and lead with love. Put one foot in front of the other and lead with love. Lift up your eyes. Don't you despair. Look up ahead. The path is there. So you gotta put one foot in front of the other and lead with love. Put one foot in front of the other and lead with love. You gotta put one foot in front of the other and lead with love. Put one foot in front of the other and lead with love. I know you're scared. Maybe I'm scared too. Here I am, right next to you. So you gotta put one foot in front of the other and lead with love. Put one foot in front of the other and lead with love. You gotta put one foot in front of the other and lead with love. Put one foot in front of the other and lead with love. Don't give up hope. You're not alone. Don't give up. Keep moving on. So you gotta put one foot in front of the other and lead with love. Put one foot in front of the other and lead with love. You gotta put one foot in front of the other and lead with love. Put one foot in front of the other and lead with love. Oh yeah.
Thank you. I did not exaggerate. Everybody's feeling up now, and that's fine. That's what we want. What a way to start May. Okay, we have a lot going on, and the slide thing seems to be working so far. It has not taken its mind of its own. So what we're going to do is we're all going to say the affirmation at the top, and this is a new month. It's May. We have a new theme. We have some musicians here. We're going to have a great time, and I would like you just to take that exuberant energy and just introduce yourself to somebody. Say hi, be warm, greet yourself. Just be you. As the expression goes, just be you, everybody else is taken. So together we will say, we are a welcoming community where the vibration of love lifts us, the wisdom of the ages inspires us, and the science of mind teaching empowers us. Go be warm. All righty. In our, well, that'll teach me to have you all introducing yourself to each other. In our pre-service meditation, I referenced a book today I noticed, and so I just got another one. Today I noticed what a wonderful group of people I get to spend Sundays with. And I hope you all get to share the same feeling. So delightful. We have a lot going on this week. We had a lot going on last week. And speaking of last week, Lori, would you like to come up? Not like you're a reference to the past.
Well, I know you're all going to miss having me come up here every week and talk about the plant sale, but this is it. A couple of announcements. One is I've got seeds out there. Free or love offering if you want some seeds. The plants that are out there, I'd like to get whatever the price is on them. There's air plants on the centers of the table. I'll take whatever price you want for those if you want to buy them. I'm going to ask anybody who had anything to do with the plant sale to stand up, please. Now look around. Last thing I want to say is people are coming up to me and hugging me and congratulating me, and I'm like, no. All these other people in here helped with that plant sale, and you know that I'm only half me right now. And so with my heart, I have so much gratitude for everyone. And there's some workhorses in this room, and you know who you are. Brian, Donna, Anna. I don't know if you heard me, Anna. But anyway, extra gratitude to everybody who went far beyond. Thank you.
So far
We've made more than last year, but not a lot. And we'll see what happens when we can kind of finish off. I know a lot of people take a week or two to drop off whatever they owe. That happens a lot. So we'll see. Maybe I'll come up one more time and announce it in a month or something. Thanks, everybody.
And if I may use an improv technique, we've made more than last year, and there's still more to come, as opposed to but not much. Okay, let's see what do we have going this week. We have got the women's group, which will be Saturday from 11 to 1. That was moved from this week to next week. So that's the women's group. If you're a woman and you'd like to attend, please show up. That's run by, who runs that now?
we all do.
They all do. It's a collective. Okay, so just show up. Just be there. Speaking of the women's group, the men's group has got a rearranged schedule also. We were supposed to meet this weekend. We did not. So we are meeting, for those who can, I will be helping my wife, a little plug here, Mother's Day at the Acres. My wife has got a booth. That will be next Friday and Saturday. I can't be at
She's modeling some of her work on Facebook.
I am modeling some of the cat apron. Yeah, oh, yeah, there we go. But anyway, I won't be there, but the men will be there, the other men. So that's this coming Saturday, plus a special bonus Saturday, the next Saturday, or this one would be the bonus, and yet May 30th. So if you're a man and you'd like to attend, it's a great group. We all get along well, mostly, and we enjoy each other's company, always. We have a new class coming up, and Angelica's going to come forward and talk to us about that.
So I was doing the newsletter the other day, which I almost forgot, the monthly newsletter, because we were so busy doing other things, and suddenly, oh no, I have to do the newsletter. But while I was doing it, I was thinking about the fact that I've asked us to pray for peace all this year. In fact, if you look at any of the newsletters, the weekly one or the monthly one, you'll see there's the little column that says, sometime during the day, do this, right? Treat for peace. So I thought, and this month is about nurturing, so I thought I made up this class. It just came to me to do it, and so I'm in the process of making it up as we go along. Becoming the peace we pray for. I really want you to remember that the energy that you're putting out while you're intentionally praying for anything doesn't just stay with you, it moves. And so the energy for peace that we're putting out, when the practitioners and I stand in the other room, in the practitioner room before service and do our roundup, our prayers for the service, my idea is always that the energy that we create here, just radiates out into our city, et cetera, all across our country in particular. And so, come to this class. I see I got 2 people signed up already. That's great.
What do you mean they're only practitioners? What kind of comment is that? Yes, I know, because I got to see the notes before I got here, and I said, I'm going to sign up. It's Thursdays from 10 to noon, and that'll be starting, as you can see, on May 14th, which is not this coming Thursday, it is the following.
The dates that were in the
Newsletter.
monthly newsletter, they're wrong on 2 counts. One, I was looking at the calendar for June. And the other, I suddenly realized this is the last month that the Women's Club meets in person, and we got 2 big events, which I'm part of, and that's Wednesday, so I moved it to Thursday.
There we go. Executive decision handled brilliantly by Angelica. Okay, what else do we have here? We have got the writing group, speaking of Angelica. That will be the 3rd Friday of each month, which is not this Friday, but the following Friday. It's a wonderful group. If you like writing, even on the smallest level, join us. You get we talk a little bit about writing, but then we get a prompt, and just open your brain, open your creativity, and let it flow. And some of the best stories I have ever heard have been written in those 20 minutes where we just respond to a prompt. So that is the writers group. That's on the 15th. We have got the Gratefulness Gathering, which will be on Saturday the 16th. We have a lot going on here, my goodness gracious. The Gratefulness Gathering meets here, usually in this room. Oh, now we're back in that room, okay. And it's about 15 to 20 people being grateful. It doesn't require anything from you except to show up and be. The Sharing Salon, speaking of showing up, this is always the 3rd Sunday of every month at James and Carol's house out in Rio Dell. Carol, are you around? Did you want to take 30 seconds? Okay. Jeff's here, watch out. Okay, come on, come on up to the mic.
I will. I'll get my clue from Jeff.
Okay.
Okay. 3rd Sunday. If you want to ride, we have a ride sharing, so sign up over there. Sign up if you're coming and sign up if you need a ride. Bring something to eat, like a dessert or appetizer, and bring something to share, whether it's a story, a poem, a photograph, something that you remember that really touched your heart, okay? So that's it. I think that's my 30 seconds. So don't forget to sign up.
And we can pass those extra seconds on to somebody else. Okay. We have got Hawaii in the fall. Angelica's church that she originally started 40 years ago is celebrating its 40th anniversary. Angelica and Burl are leading a group of people to go to the Big Island, I believe it is. And that's September 22nd through the 29th. If you would like to be one of those people, or 2 or 3, please see Burl or Angelica, I guess is what it would be. Or sign up on the sheet, even better. My name's not on that one. Unfortunately, it is not. Practitioners are available. If you want to talk to one of the practitioners, we are floating around after the service, waiting to serve. Myself, Susan, Edward, and Michelle are all here. Feel free to approach us. The little pantry needs to be fed because the little pantry feeds our community. So if you have food that you would like to donate, non-perishable food, please put it out in the little pantry, or on Mondays, bring it by between noon and 4, and Walk in Awe will put it out for you. That's especially if you bring a lot. Okay, so now we're going to get into the service. Look at this, Anna, it's 10:15. However, I'm not done. Okay. So in seriousness and in gratitude, I really respect the opportunity and appreciate the chance to help lead the service. It's one of my highest honors. I like doing that. And I know that I can be a little communicative.
Does that mean talk to?
Yeah, that's what it could mean. That said, I'm really grateful. And every month for the last several years, I've been doing a slide per Angelica's request. And I really enjoy doing it. It's my form of art. It's not what my wife does. It's not the music that Jeff can do or Jackson, or not the singing that Donna can do, but it's what I do. And so I'm always very pleased at the first of the month to introduce my new theme. And this one, when I did this one, it's interesting to me when I do these. Angelica will give me a theme, and then I just start searching for images to kind of get me inspired. And sometimes it goes totally in a different direction from where I thought. This theme I thought was going to be like a mother bird nurturing her babies. And the only thing that's similar to that are wings, because I found this one image of the Pegasus. Actually, I had to pull it out of all sorts of that. And so I was just really pleased, because to me what this image is the Pegasus is pulling the energy, getting nurtured from the light. So I just wanted to pass that along, and I appreciate always the kind comments I get. I'm turning these all into an affirmation card deck at the end of the year, but I wanted to share that. Now, speaking of sharing, our theme is the new now, and I wanted to, I know we're going to come up here in a second and have a song, but speaking of sharing and nurturing, I saw this came online, and I know we normally don't read here, but it's just a couple of paragraphs, and it deserves to be read. And thank you for writing this. This is, if you don't get Angelica's newsletter, get it. It's free. This was for the month. Okay, so this was Angelica's opening. It's several lines, but I wanted to share that as part of our theme. I think we can all agree that things are changing rapidly. For many of us, the collective atmosphere feels divided, chaotic, and even fearful. And somehow, even time itself seems to be moving differently. And yet I know we are not here by accident. On some level, consciously or unconsciously, we said yes to being here now, yes to these times, yes to this moment of becoming, which means this is not the time to step back. This is the time to step in, to truly live what we teach. Ernest Holmes once said that if we could rename our teaching, it would be called the science of mind and the religion of the heart. That feels especially alive right now. What is being asked of us is not just right thinking, but deep living. Not just spiritual understanding, but embodied love. To consciously choose love when it would be easier to contract, to hold a vision of peace when the world seems loud with conflict, to nurture what is trying to be born within us, around us, and even within our country. Something new is emerging, and like anything new, it requires care. So this month, we nurture the new now, not by fixing the world, but by bringing our presence, our love, and our awareness to it. Thank you for that inspiration. Have you ever thought of writing? You might do pretty well at it. Now, that out of the way, delightfully, Donna is going to come up here and lead us in the song Sanctuary. No. You're not? I lied. That was a total lie.
We needed to make extra room for the Flying Oms.
Okay.
So this will be one of their two.
This will be their song.
I had them after the
Moment of peace.
meditation and before me, and then after me.
And that is true, but we made some changes, and we're here now. Here we are. We're here now.
Oh, go for it.
All right, so we are the Flying Oms, as you know, and this tune was completely serendipitous for us because when we were invited to come and play, I didn't really know what Angela's theme was going to be. But I was thinking of tunes, and the tune I thought of was Now's the Time by Charlie Parker. So it seems really appropriate. So here we go. Now's the time.
Thank you. There might be a better way to spend a Sunday morning, but I can't imagine it. That is absolutely fantastic. Now, as it goes, I'm kind of everything today, if it isn't obvious, so I'm switching hats and moving to the Moment of Peace, which is going to be read by me. And then Jackson will play us out with some music, and then the Flying Oms will return, and then Angelica will talk. Only the Flying Oms get applause. We have all these people coming up here, and only the Flying Oms get applause. Anyway, then Angelica will do her talk, then the Flying Oms will return yet again, And then I will be back after all of that to collect the donations. Okay. So, that's the important part, collect the donations. So for today's moment of peace, contemplative meditation, as many of you know, I am like I'm the staff for the Fifth and D Theater, and I get regular surveys of what people think of the shows, and I go through them. And there's a trend that's going on among places that gather, and that is the aging of the people who come to these places. The average age of somebody who goes to our theater, 47% of the people who go to our theater are over 70, 70% are over 50. Look around this room, kind of the same. That's what happens. And so for nurturing, what came across my feed the other day was something I didn't expect, but thank you, universe, for this. I'm going to read to you a couple of paragraphs. It is by a man named, I even had to look up how to pronounce it, Mukund Acharya from India Currents. And Mr. Acharya is a regular columnist for that. It's a group. He's also the co-founder and president of Sukham, which is a Bay Area nonprofit focused on healthy aging, caregiving, and life transitions for the South Asian community. After caring for his wife during a serious illness, he shifted into what he calls an encore career of service, especially around end of life and well-being. So he wrote, "The 5 pillars of aging gracefully," and to me this is all about nurturing. Aging gracefully is the process of growing older by embracing the natural changes life brings, while maintaining a positive outlook, good health, and a strong sense of self. It is not about defying age. It is about living well at every stage of it. It is a holistic concept that shifts the focus from resisting the inevitable passage of time to embracing it with dignity, health, and a positive mindset. There are 5 pillars that he's identified. You might have heard these, and I'm not going to speak to all of them, but I want to expand on the last one. The 5 are being active, being curious, having a deepened emotional and spiritual life, a nurturing of social bonds and a sense of purpose, and the courageous acceptance of what age brings. And to that point, the courageous acceptance of what age brings is the keystone that holds the other pillars in place. It addresses the psychological and existential dimension of aging, the capacity to accept what cannot be changed while remaining open to what is still possible. As we learn to let go, we begin to accept the body's changing capabilities without bitterness and release our roles, identities, and achievements as no longer defining us. We teach ourselves to grieve losses of loved ones, of physical capacity, and of our former selves, while adapting to new circumstances with flexibility and creativity. In conclusion, we begin to find beauty and meaning in our present stage of life, not in comparison to earlier stages. And now a moment of peace.
I release and I let go. Yes, I'm only here for God.
We take a moment to be grateful for the knowledge that we are energy. And damn, we are fine energy. We're grateful for the fact that we are still here. We are grateful for the fact that we still appreciate things that come to us. We are grateful for the fact that we can stop and notice the small things. We are grateful for what nurtures us. We are grateful for the fact that we can nurture others. We are grateful for just being here in the present moment. And I know that the more that we focus on that gratitude, the more that we nurture ourselves, the more that we take care of each other, the more of that will come back to us, multiplied many times. And so I release this gratitude, I release this nurturing, I release the gratefulness that is me in my very nature into the universal law of mind, knowing it goes out there, is built upon, and comes back many times over. And I am grateful for all of that. And with that, I say these words. And so it is.
No more struggle, no more strife. With my faith I see the light, and I'm free in the spirit. Yes, I'm only here for God.
That is a Ricky Byers song. Jackson, I say this in all sincerity, not that I normally would lie anyway. I've heard that song so many times, and that was possibly the most beautiful rendition of it I think I've ever heard. Thank you for that. That was just beautiful.
It is now my pleasure to give the official introduction to the Flying Oms. And I tell you, if you want a life story, you're going to get one. I met Rob many, many years ago when the music scene in Humboldt County, my first jazz group, the A-Train, Donna Landry and the A-Train, was flourishing in the community. Had several iterations after that, but Rob was part of most of the very popular groups in that time, and I'm so tickled that he and Julie are back in the community, and they are kicking it hard. So good morning again. It is a real joy to welcome our guest artists today, the Flying Oms, vocal and string duo extraordinaire, a vibrant and eclectic musical partnership led by violinists Rob Diggins and Julianne Einem. Together, they weave a rich tapestry of sound drawing from traditions that span continents and centuries, everything from Baroque and early music to Celtic, Eastern European folk, jazz, blues, and many original compositions. Their music carries both a sense of history and a spirit of spontaneity, something at once refined and free, inviting both reflection and delight. And if you watch them play, it just spews out of them delight and joy. Julianne brings a remarkable depth of experience from the world of historically informed performance, having studied with and performed alongside some of the leading figures in Baroque music and appearing with renowned ensembles across the globe. Rob, likewise, is an accomplished soloist and multi-instrumentalist. I think that includes guitar, trumpet, what else? Violin, viola. Duh, thank you. Deeply rooted in both classical and contemporary traditions, whose life in music has been shaped by a lifelong commitment to artistry, teaching, and a holistic, heart-centered way of living. But beyond their impressive credentials, what truly defines the Flying Oms is the spirit in which they make music. The name itself comes from a rose arbor at their home, built by Rob, and carved with the sacred syllable Om along its beams overhead among the blossoms they've gathered in their travels. It's a fitting image because their music, like that arbor, feels both grounded and uplifted, rooted in devotion, yet reaching skyward. At their core, Rob and Julianne are devotional musicians, Bhaktans, is that correct? Bhaktans, approaching music not just as performance, but as a spiritual and joyful offering, and I think you will feel that this morning. Join me in warmly welcoming the Flying Oms.
Thank you so much for having us today and sharing with you all. Such a lovely community. This song is another song we thought would be nice to share with you. It's an original song. It's called The Rowan Tree. Does anyone familiar with the story? Okay, yeah, a few people. So the rowan tree in the Nordic countries is a very auspicious tree and often seen as the primordial mother of the firstborn woman. So a very strong goddess energy coming from the rowan tree as a protector, as her nurturer. And so often parts of the rowan tree, like branches, leaves, will be placed in where the cattle or the livestock are feeding, or near a crib or a bed in a home, and other parts of the plant are edible. Okay, the berries, apparently they make a very nice dye. So you will hear our take on this tradition. It's called the rowan tree, and let's see, there's some mention of kestrels. There are some mentionings of a chalice, and also the goddess Hebe as well. So it's about a 5-minute or so song. So it's kind of a meditative song.
Bright color turning again to black. From the sky a feather falling back. From the bird you have landed low. Winter breath, the snow turns red below. Did you lose your chalice slipping from your hand? Did the stars chart your passage? Did you draw the winning hand? And was it chance, or was it sworn the day when blood met snow was born. Firstborn woman from the rowan tree, protect us all, keep watch, keep me, our milk, our hearth, our breath, our flame. Call us home, remember our name. In the dark, an aged would you rise, a soul unique beneath hooded skies, the kestrel sleeping on your sleeve. Eyes half closed, but still they see. Silent, swift upon the air, talons poised, impatient prayer, listening, listening to the mole's heartbeat slow. Not friend or foe, just a living flow. Firstborn woman from the rowan tree, protect us all, keep watch, keep me, our milk, our hearth, our breath, our flame. Through feather, blood, and snow we remain. Dear Hebe, all is as it should be. The cup was lost so we could see that what is broken still can bless. In winter's red, in tenderness. Firstborn woman from the rowan tree, protect us all, protect us all. Rowan mother, feathered blood, keep us held, keep us good. Bright color turning again to black. From the sky, a feather falling back. you.
Thank you very much. Thank you again. Good morning, everybody. Good morning. It's good seeing everybody. You know, we had such a busy weekend with our plant sale, and I want to, Corinne's not here, but at least let's honor Lori for all the work that she did and all the volunteers. So we had so many plants out there. Big ones, little ones, thriving ones. There was even a few that looked like they might be on their last leg. By the way, Tiffany, did you bring those flowers? Yeah. Oh, thank you. They're beautiful. So, as usual, I interpret everything metaphysically. And yesterday I'm standing there in the middle of, actually it was Friday, standing in the middle of all these plants and seeing people come in and looking at them and some of the people I saw, you know, in watching faces, it would be like, oh, this is a really neat plant. Oh, wait a minute, but this is a really neat plant. Or this is a really neat plant. And it was like they were questioning their choices. You know, what choice am I making here? And I thought to myself, that this is what's happening in a life right now. A whole parking lot full of new beginnings. New beginnings. Some of them just tiny sprouts, some of them already blooming, and again, I'll have to say, some of them look like they needed extra love. And I kept finding myself going over and picking off dead leaves and stuff. And the thing is I could relate to all those plants. And I don't know if you've ever bought a plant, you know, fallen in love with a plant, bought it, and you bring it home and you find the perfect spot, and then you suddenly realize you have no idea what that plant needs. What does it actually need? Does it like sun? Does it hate sun? How much water? Oh my God, did I just overwater it? Right? And we've all had that moment, and we were thinking, or we're looking at this wonderful plant that we bought, and thinking, but it looked really good at the store. So here's the thing. Nobody yells at that plant for not growing fast enough. We don't stand over it and say, come on, be a flower already. What's taking you so long? So we understand something about plants that we forget about ourselves, and that is that growth takes time. Growth needs care. And then I thought, as I was thinking about this in relationship to our spiritual growth, that what we're really doing is not forcing life, we're feeling it. And so this month, as Scott told you, it's Nurturing the New Now, and this morning I'm starting with Tending What is Being Born, because something is being born in our lives, in our community, in our world, in our country. And sometimes what's being born looks more like chaos or things falling apart. But what I know is that anyone who has ever witnessed a birth realizes that it's not neat and peaceful. I remember my goddaughter being born. I was privileged to be at her birth. And Kalyan is screaming her lungs out. The midwife is trying to calm her down. You know, I can tell that she's in a lot of pain. You know, there's all this chaos going out, coming, and then suddenly there's this beautiful little baby girl. And, you know, the midwife hands her to Kalyan, and Kalyan holds her up to her breast, and I'm just looking at that and going, there's the Madonna and child. You know, another Christ-like being has been born. So this idea of the birth process is about everything, not just about people or animals or life, things that we consider alive being born. And what I know is that in all this unraveling and all this chaos, etc., something amazing is happening. And I've been saying this for a while. But what I know is that we can't force it into happening. It's something we have to care about and tend into happening. We don't make anything happen. We tend it. We create the conditions for it to grow. So Ernest Holmes tells us this thing works for us by working through us. It's the presence and activity of God in our own consciousness. Now, you know, the thing, of course, is the divine energy that we talk about all the time. But we don't always trust that, do we? We live in a world that says, if you can't see it yet, it must not be true. But spirit doesn't work that way. And that made me think about seeds. This whole plant process really moved in me. So think about this. You take this little tiny seed out of one of those envelopes, or maybe it was rolling around in your junk drawer, and you put it in a pot. And before that seed ever breaks the surface of the soil, there's an entire process happening underground. The seed is starting to do what it does to become alive and to break open that hull of the seed, and it starts sending down roots, and energy is gathering around it, and life itself is organizing in invisible ways. And then finally we see the little piece of the little sprout come up, and it's like, oh yeah, it wasn't dead after all. So this is where I think we are right now, collectively, in a time of deep, unseen transformation. And it feels really unsettling. I know a lot of people who have fallen and broken something like I did, or are experiencing some kind of strangeness in their lives. And what I know is that the energy that we're experiencing is so chaotic that sometimes our memory doesn't work good, sometimes our bodies don't work good, things seem to happen that are really bizarre. And yet all of this is something sacred in process. Something sacred in process. So then I had to ask myself, as I'm thinking about seeds and plants and all that, what does it mean to tend what is being born? Especially in the situation that we're going through. It means we stop demanding immediate results. I don't know how many times I've watched something on the news and said, why don't they just blah, 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 right? Or why doesn't he just shut up, or something. But those are the immediate results I'm demanding. And yet, what I have to do then instead is create within myself a faithful presence. Become more conscious of the presence, the life force that I already am, that you already are, that everything, animate or inanimate, already is, and allow myself to believe and to trust that something is coming out of this, that it's going to be more amazing than we could possibly imagine. What I know is that we have to be gentle with ourselves. We're not the same people we were a couple years ago. We're not the same people we were yesterday. We're changing all the time. Something is shifting around us, and our awareness is deepening. Our hearts are open. We don't even know who we're becoming. I was talking to somebody on the phone the other day, and I said, the whole thing is about being kinder. Start there. And it was so funny for me because I was at the blood lab the other day, and this man is trying to open the door, and he's got a walker, and he's struggling. I said, I'll get it for you, and I jump up and I open the door. And then the lady who had been behind the counter comes out and says, oh, he had touched this button that said open the door, but it didn't work. She says, oh, somebody forgot to turn it on. And then as she's walking back, she said, it's so nice that you're a kind person. And she said it like it was unusual. And I thought about that, and I thought, I know a lot of kind people. I know a lot of people. I just happened to be the first one to jump up and say, I'll help you, right? So what I know is that this whole tending what's being born is basically staying in relationship with the process. It's basically moving ourselves into a place where we remember this too is God. This too is God. And God doesn't lie, it doesn't demean others, it doesn't do all these crazy things, though it does, because it does whatever the person is thinking and believing. But our job is to think and believe in love, whatever that means to you. And to me, it means being kind, being considerate, being compassionate, starting to realize that our hearts are softening and we're moving into a place of peace where there used to be anxiety. We can do that on a moment-to-moment basis. Even though everything around us might be chaos, we can sit in the stillness. You know, I got on the Facebook page for the monks that went across the United States, or partially across the United States, and now they just finished a walk in Sri Lanka. And apparently, there were people that were saying to them, be really careful about what you're doing, you know, acting like they might be threatened. Well, they did get threatened here in the United States. You didn't read about that, but you did if you followed the head guy. A Christian church came out and threatened them, basically, because they didn't believe in Jesus. And, you know, I don't know how anyone could look at 29 monks walking barefoot 23 or 26,000 miles with the intention of spreading peace and not think that they weren't believers in the divine. However, so what I know is that for us right now, that same presence that Dr. Holmes spoke of is working for us, as us, all the time. And if I want to be angry, it's going to be angry and it's going to draw anger to me. If I want to be loving, it's going to be loving and it's going to draw loving to me. So we get to choose, not only day by day, but moment by moment. What is it that you want to draw into your experience? I know what we want to draw in is more peace. And in this peace, it doesn't mean that we have to sit in meditation all the time. You could be in peace listening to the music. You can be in peace walking down the street, walking your dog, sitting in front of the TV if you're not watching the news, doing all kinds of things. So what I thought of then is that these seeds and the life that's in them, because, you know, divine life is within them, in them as well, it's trusting the process. And I think that as it's trusting the process, there's something in it that remembers that it's part of something larger. And that it has to sink its roots down into the soil, and it has to send up its sprout so that it could be all that it's supposed to be. So then I asked myself, standing out there looking at those plants with all these thoughts growing through my mind, how grounded am I? How grounded am I? And you have to ask that about yourself as well. How grounded are you? And what are we to be grounded in? The spiritual soil of this universe, the spiritual energy of this universe. So we're all in different stages of growth. Each of us are needing something a little bit different. And none of us are doing this alone. That's one of the things I got, too, from looking out at the plant sale. It wasn't just Lori and Corinne. There was all kinds of people there helping. And that's the way it is with our lives. There's always the helpers there. So what I want us to remember is that there is a presence that is tending all of us, tending our growth. And there's a community right here that's helping each other grow. And we have a community at home and our friends and our family, etc. So today I want you to be willing to tend what you can't yet fully see, which means doing your part to be one that is loving and kind and compassionate. So I want you to remember this. You're not forcing life, you're tending it. And you're not doing this alone. So let's go into prayer. Oh, I did that in almost 10 minutes. A little more than 10 minutes. This is what I know for us. There is only one power. That power is divine power. Because all there is God, or first cause, or the thing itself, or whatever we choose to call it. All there is this divine energy that is becoming for us what we believe it to become. So I declare right now for each one of us that we're willing to stand up and declare that we are the ones that are bringing peace into this planet, into this country. We are the ones to bring peace into our community, into our own spirit, our own soul. We are the ones that are ready and willing to see that all of this chaos that's surrounding us is not real. That in truth, it's but a stepping stone or a birthing of something brand new. And so we let ourselves feel that we're part of this birthing of something amazing that is happening. And I know for each one of us that this amazing thing is going to happen in our lifetimes, regardless of how old we are. I know for each one of us that as we choose to be love, as we choose to be kind, as we choose to be compassionate, the universe reflects that to us. And it is good, very good. So I know that this week we allow ourselves perhaps to experiment with this, to spend a whole day being as loving and kind and compassionate as we can and seeing what comes back to us. And knowing that what we're doing is something greater than we could possibly ever imagine. Because something amazing is being born, and we're the ones, the midwives of this birth. And so we give thanks for this with all of our hearts, with every part of us. And I release these words into divine law, knowing that they are so, and so it is. Take a deep breath, and we get to hear some more from the Flying Oms.
Well, I may have made, on my rare occasion, a little mistake on our amended schedule. So do I want to pick something to do, or you want to go to a lengthened offertory?
Let's do a lengthened offertory.
Okay, so we're going to move to the sharing of our gifts, and the Flying Oms are going to join us, or we're going to join them on a little longer, more time to fill the plates version. Okay? So what we're going to do, you guys are brave, you're going to join us in this time, and we're going to do one of our originals, which should wake you up. It's called Caffeine Swing. You guys ready? Oh, wait a minute. Scott needs to do...
Anybody can.
Do
But
that voodoo that you do so
the
well.
voodoo that I do.
Okay.
Okay. So Jeff already introduced what's happening. Together we will say, I gratefully give from the fullness of my abundance, knowing my gift blesses this center, all in it and beyond, and so it is.
Hit it.
Yeah, it's fine. Wow. Come forward. All righty, as we accept these gifts, we are grateful for all of the love and energy that has been put into them, including the joyful music and abundance of the Flying Oms and our own band. All of that goes into these plates to be sent into our center, to go out into the universe and expand the joy, the kindness, and the nurturing that we already know exists. And for that we say, and so it is. All right. Okay, a couple of last announcements. I just wanted to say, I'm trying to remember the group, being a DJ. Is it a beautiful day, White Bird? Because you two, as you were doing the rowan tree, I was thinking, for those of us who remember White Bird, it just struck me as that. So thank you. That was beautiful. Okay, we have got, let's see, the offerings are done, the checks have been made out, the money is going. We're going to need someone to do the statement of inclusion. We are going to do our May birthdays because it is the first Sunday in May. There will be a potluck afterwards. Just a quick question, because we have everybody whose birthday is in May stand up, and then we all sing happy birthday. And then we get to that middle point where it's happy birthday to, and then there's just kind of, and I don't know what everybody says. So, Happy birthday to what? Happy birthday to everyone. Okay, so that's what we do it. So if you have a May birthday, please stand so we can sing to you with a special accompaniment, I presume. We only have two May birthdays. We have 2 May birthdays. And we have 3 May birthdays over here. James also. Okay, together we sing. Happy birthday, dear everyone. Okay, we need somebody who will read our community statement of inclusion. If you haven't done it before, it's bonus points. After that, we will have Donna lead us in the peace song. Peace song will be up on that screen, so if you're not familiar with it, stand on that side so you can read it. And do we have somebody who will read the statement of inclusion? We could have you read it. He would probably win.
Oh, yeah, he probably.
Louise, it's all yours.
I'll read it up there. We, the Eureka Center for Spiritual Living, are a community that celebrates diversity, fosters inclusion, champions inner work, and creates space for brave, vulnerable conversations. We are a community that honors the unique emanation of God that each person embodies and advocates with people for human rights and dignity for all. We are a community that blesses each other, sees sacredness in all life, remains learners and listeners so we may grow together, and understands that oneness is not sameness. Together, we know our beloved community is revealed more fully when we love each other well. Thank you.
I invite you to join a circle around the room. If you're not familiar with the words, maybe want to get on the south side there. I also want to thank our friends Julianne and Rob for being here today. It's really special. You can catch them all around town, Arcata, Eureka, and bump into them and get on the mailing list because they're very good at getting their gigs out. Yeah, here we go.
On earth, the peace that was meant to be, with God as a power, united all are we. Yes, we hold each other in perfect harmony. Yes, peace begins with me. Yes, this is the moment now. With every breath I take, yes, this is my joyous hour. To take each moment and live each moment eternally. Yes, there is peace on earth, and yes, it begins with me.
All are welcome for the potluck, so let's eat.